and that's where we're heading. It's a large suburb of Johannesburg. This is going to be our second day in South Africa, and we're going to visit Soweto Township. And the Apartheid Museum. The Crown Plaza in the morning. Our first full day here. It's being changed though. It was sold. But it does have a beautiful pool and grounds. The foliage is magnificent. Believe it or not, those are roses. Beautiful pink. I'm a sucker for roses.
Museum.
This is our group. And this is a brand new construction city just outside Johannesburg. This is Nelson Mandela Square. And a larger than life. Younger active days. But this is a huge square. All the way around. Hey, this is number one lady in front of Nelson Mandela. This is the city of Johannesburg downtown.
The main train station, too, you know, and then that's basically what they would look for. Make sure that you have a proper driver's license, and that's it, you know. But us, no, we are being, you know, respected. You know, they will never stop because obviously we are all legal, and then we do everything right. It's no more in existence. Exactly. Now that was actually moved away because that's where people sort of lived together.
This is Soweto. Okay, this is a very mixed area. The homes go from, I would say, 75,000 up to millions. And right across the street, when apartheid was still in existence, this is where the laborers stayed, in these dormitories. And most of them worked in the mines and so on. And they were single male occupied.
In the laundry basin, you know, then just do it just like that, you see. And you know, so that's exactly what is happening regarding that, you know. And you see, I mean that's how they do, you know, the laundry. That's how they do. How they go. Informal butcher there. Can you see there? You know, this is a barber shop, of course. You know, very much informal, you know, barber shop. You know, so these are the people who, good people, who try as much as they can. Protestants, you know, they have, but otherwise Christians. Here's the marketplace, of course. Now this is where they actually have everything of, you know, passengers. You know,
these are power plants.
You know, and these
but not
taxis,
nuclear.
They actually are owned by individuals. Now, obviously, good people, you have here the what do you call it?
This is the University in Soweto.
So it is known now as the University of Johannesburg. It's a very nice university, built sometime in 1989, mainly for the students.
This is housing that's being built by the government.
That's when, you know, a lot of people, you know, are around, and then, you know, it would happen just like that, you see. And yeah, so people die, especially, you know, this HIV/AIDS, you know, and
this is all
all
chickens.
sorts of things, you know.
This is all flea markets.
So yeah, these are the
Well,
businesses.
Clifftown.
So just like that, you know, boiled chicken, put in salt, and you cook pap, what you call it, pap or meat.
All the new construction they're putting together for housing, but the reproductive rate is so high that they'll never catch up. Families have 7, 8 children.
They still going. They do get educated about it. That is true, man. They do get educated about it. But sometimes, you know, like for an example,
this is
you see here on the left-hand side. This is basically where we have.
We're in Nelson Mandela's home now, and that's painting that's on the wall. course, he was the instrumental in getting apartheid defeated peacefully, that warfare. This was Nelson's house, and Mandela lived here for quite a period of time.
Next to the painting, there's a document, it's the King State of Egypt. The last bedroom is the master bedroom. On the bed, you will see a blanket. It is made of the jackal skin. Nelson Mandela comes from a royal family in Transkei in Eastern Cape. He was supposed to be. He ran away from an arranged marriage. So that
Hey, we're shopping now. We just got out of Nelson Mandela's house, and diagonally across the street there's shops.
how you they become
Man is not relaxing. He's working.
How much is it?
Oh, it's 30.
30.
How is it? Yeah.
This stuff. More decorations for the female body. This is the Mandela Park. A memorial to 15,000 children who gathered here, and a few of them were killed by the police when they wanted to teach them Afrikaans as the language rather than English. So it's a part of the memorial and the museum. This is the Hector Peterson Museum, and it's about the uprisings that occurred in 40s, 50s, and so on. Surrounded by a pretty park. Wherever you go, there's shops. This house I thought was interesting because the facade and the roof line is good, and part of it is shantytown roof. And then when you go further to the right, you see all the trash laying there in the empty lot. We're going past Shantytown now. This mountain over here is all tailings from gold mining. Of course, the area is all mined out. Gives an idea how tremendous it was. Those are all tailings from the gold mining. This is just across the highway. The motorway, I should say. Now, not allowed to take pictures within, but we'll get some from the outside. This is the museum from the outside, the Apartheid Museum. And that's our group. This is a wall to indicate the separation of the blacks from the whites. It goes on and on. They're all mirrors. With the back side on the other side of these mirrored cubes, and the front facing show the separation of the two races. Okay, which group are you in?
I'm with the white group.
You're the white group. Oh, okay. You have to walk behind me. You're pure what?
White.
This is the interior of the museum. We're on our way back to the hotel. This is the Apartheid Museum we just came out of. This is a mining elevator shaft right in the center of Johannesburg. This is seen from the museum. This is our next stop. Kruger National Park. We're on our way to Kruger National Park.
Right now, and M Road is a
And this
motorway,
is,
just like an
all
interstate in the
farming,
United States,
communities.
I-95 or I-whatever. And
Huge
the
farms.
speed limit here for cars is 120 kilometers per hour. So everything here is done in kilometers.
There's a pine tree forest along here. It's a major crop, this area. Similar to northern Florida. Land is starting to look a little like California on our way down to the coastal areas in Kruger National Park. This is a Dutch church with a thatched roof.
Really let you out
This is
there,
a
guys.
preview before we get to Kruger Park.
And there's a leopard. There's a leopard on top of the rock, I think, up there on the left as well. So there you go. Okay, now wait just a second. Have you seen the elephants? And there's the Cape Buffalo.
Now these are all,
Okay.
they're immovable. They're frozen in time.
Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, then. On the left. If you take a little
We're
longer,
at the
that's fine. But I also
Drakensberg
want to
Mountain
be able
Ranch.
to give you.
Canyonland in South Africa. This is a panorama of the canyon. There's a river at the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. Colors are more muted than the Grand Canyon. It's quite windy. Now we'll go down to the river, which is not much of a river. The canyon, the river below.
Separate circular rock formations you can see are called the Ronda Balls.
Ronda Balls.
Ronda Balls.
Oh, geez.
And it basically means 3 round rock formations.
Another view of the canyon. This is the lake. Most likely it's a reservoir.
And I usually try to take maybe a week off or so in maybe July or August, but depending on the scheduling and how busy we are, sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. So.
And this is Stephanie, our guide, this beautiful woman over here. Great temperament.
Hello.
Carry all those rolls.
Brooks pothole.
You know what you can do with it, Dusty?
I think it was well, I'll go down as long as I'm not having trouble with these glasses. I'll go warmer. Do what you can.
Where we're heading now. All the way down there where those people are. Climbing down there to the potholes. Now that black hole over there is the pothole. Yep. There's another one. Of course the water's running through. Sure. This is the gorge, carved out of rock. It goes to the pothole, right there. This is the other side of the river. See the blue water? It is water. Look at the color coming to the rock as the sun starts setting. The sun's at my back now, so pretty good. There's the potholes. Give you an idea how big it is? Look at the size of people. This is 22 times magnification. These are all forest over here, pine forests that are harvested on a regular basis. These are the rocks from the gorge of that river we saw before.
Shoppers or not.
This is panorama. We're right on top of the cliffs. We're going to go be
If you
downhill.
take a panoramic shot in the middle of the regular roll, it will be returned to you as the one with panoramic and the rest will be
This is our next day, Sunday, September 18th. And we're going on a game hunt with cameras. Kruger National Park. This is the Kruger National Park. Okay, Barbara. Barbara, wave, Barbara. We're on our way to a safari.
Hopefully you have your wide angle lens on for that.
Okay, I got you in the wide angle lens. I'll make it a little wider.
Thank you so much.
This is an impala.
But normally by the river, that's where you see them now.
There's over 100,000 in the park. Believe it or not, that's an elephant.
I'd rather wait and see where you can get a feel of it.
Yeah, well, see his ears moving? All impalas around the water hole.
Yeah.
You can see the water hole is down quite a bit. There's not much water.
This far. The other ones can be a few hundred meters even away. You see the little butchery, then you know that lion's possibly still active or leopard, and the kill's quite big. But say like this,
Vultures.
I wouldn't. These are bulls, buffalo bulls. It's a smaller bachelor group. Normally the bulls, when they get very old, they normally leave the group, the main herds. There's a lot of competition, a lot of different rank between the
This is a starling over here. Beautiful.
More really, because you know, if you find a lot of elephant bones in one place, that means one thing. That is a shady place, there's water there. The elephants, when they get very old, they start, inside there. Burbot monkeys.
You see the black face? We saw blue ones. Now, where do we see blue monkeys?
Costa Rica.
Well, that was that gold monkey.
No, that was a howler monkey.
No, we don't have gazelle. You mean the impala?
The impalas.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I could have sworn I saw a smaller one. Way back.
Oh, it could be
But they won't be the size.
On our way to breakfast, but the animal we just saw was a kudu.
But tell me, I didn't see that. They seem to go a bit dark the older they get. This is like quite an oldish giraffe. And the coloration goes darker. Some of them I've seen are actually black. It's very, very dark.
I like that.
That was cute.
That's right.
But yeah, it's quite ironic because I mean they go black and we go grey. I mean it's amazing. You know from the Lion King, Zazu?
Yeah.
That's it, Zazu.
Stork.
So that's not much,
Okay, buffalo, we got one standing up. They're not lying down all the time, at least. This is our picnic in Kruger National Park. We have a
There's another one back there. There's another one where? Oh, I see it.
Beautiful, look at
What kind of antelope is this?
kudu antelope, kudu.
It's a kudu.
Yeah, it's a male, it's a bull.
It's a bull kudu.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something like that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, oh that's nice.
It's a bachelor group of kudus. There's another one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a bit far, I think. I don't know if you guys have seen close leopards, but it's a bit far.
We haven't seen anything.
I haven't.
Could we get up and walk around the first guy?
You mainly stay in the out now.
This is the river. There's a hippo in it. We just pointed it out to you. Try and find it. Got a bunch of zebras here. And the baby's behind it. See the baby underneath? Yeah, there's a baby right underneath. Oh, yeah.
On the road up front.
Cross it.
Yeah, look at another one.
Look at the baby.
Look at these ones.
Three beautiful
That
giraffes
is a
there.
lovely photo. Eh?
Oh, that's lovely.
Kill upon this tree. And they feel that the leopard got scared away by either the cars or hyenas.
You'll be back then.
How far away did they usually get from the kill? Then I just been
Bunch of warthogs, its mother and three young. The other one, there he is.
By the time they're 6 months old, half of them are dead. Because when the lion or something chases them, then all of them run different directions. Some of them get lost.
This is Paul Kruger,
And
past president, and the park was named after him. Huge statue.
you see present.
This is a view out of our patio at this delicious golf course, tennis courts, etc. Hotel's really a nice hotel, but you can hear the AC, but that lulls me.
Film through the window there with the sun in your eyes.
And that guy there, down there, he's selling tokens. Each token
This one it's made to bring light when it's dark and warmth when it's cold.
Hier sitzt man abends, wo man zusammensitzt, Feuer rum.
She had a very strong wish in her heart that she wanted to be buried inside that heart, and the chief made her wish come true by burying his mother inside that heart. And afterwards, they hanged those bones on top of the roofing to symbolize that inside the heart there's a grave, a tree for the ancestors.
Und wenn man für irgendwelche Zwecken das
Banana plantations
And I'm
over here.
actually working on trying to fit in a little bit of a surprise tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next day, for an opportunity.
I'll tell them, well, a few years ago you gave us cell phones, she gave us laptops
Countryside here is beautiful, rolling hills, lots of farms, prosperous part of the world, especially for Africa. Shows you just how flat the country is, mostly grain, sheep, cattle, ostriches, etc. This is a coal mine slag heap. It looks so black over here. This is the middle of the farmland. Waterfront at Neisner. And a transatlantic boat to make it back to America. That's the sport of Neisner.
Spirit.
Spirit of Neisner. The group. We're on our way to our sea adventure. Spirit of Neisner. And there are a bunch of heavy-duty travelers. Okay. Okay, come on, move it along. The boat's leaving. Last call. Well, cloudy weather, folks. Maybe the sun will come out later, but this is the harbor in, what's the name? In Neisner. That's where we are now. It's a resort type of village. A lot of condos and stuff like that along the waterfront.
Indian Ocean. I'll be telling you about that later on. But all these yachts that you see here on the left-hand side, they came through that gap between those two peninsulas, which is really very dangerous. And none of these yachts were insured when they traveled through that gap. You'll be seeing later on. Mountain sandstone. Luckily, this land has been declared as farmland. That means there are no commercial rights for this land. There are no hotels, no bed and breakfast, no restaurants. In fact, thus making sure that this stays as undeveloped as possible. A very nice rule around here is that the private properties start from the high water mark. So all these lovely beaches that you see exposed here are available for us to use if we can get there. There are no roads. The roads lead to those private properties. We have to come the waterway, which is fairly easy. And on low tide you can walk almost up to...
Nice house, huh?
And it is Mr. Smith and his family in a trust who own this reserve. We'll be driving through the Smith family gardens and I'll be showing you the magnificent plants.
The boat we just came off, it's a catamaran, and this is the bay. It's raining out and it's really not very nice. But there is one boat there. Not much to see, a lot of haze.
Anything that was bulbous that was going to look at water, so we are really very thankful for this water and thank you for your patience.
Those are the sandbanks where they grow the oysters shipped throughout South Africa.
To South Africa, there's a Kieran
These are
tree
proteus.
on your right hand. You see the Watsonias, look how gorgeous they are blooming now. All over. The reason the grass is kept long around here is the large Cape Mountain tortoises.
Light. It's narrow.
Yes, nice.
That's the Indian Ocean out there coming into the bay.
Nice.
Treacherous inlet. And it has to be done with care. This is a river estuary through the cliffs. See the cliffs. This is the coastline which we missed, which is all the way, the whole western shore is like this. This is a home right at the tip of the cliff, with a 3-car garage no less. This inlet is one of the most treacherous inlets in the world. We're moving along over here, it's kind of bumpy, but this is the inlet. And the home's on the other side, overlooking the whole bay. Bird, when it flies, that red comes right out. What is it? It's a bird. Parrot? Flowers. This is all native foliage. This is from flowers along the preserve trail. We're back at the mainland now. These are some of the condos they're building along the waterfront.
on your left-hand side.
This is where we end up.
Now, in the South Pole, we have an underground or a current that's born down in the South Pole, known as the Cold Benguela current. Have any of you eaten ostrich already?
Yeah.
80% of our ostrich meat today is exported. We used to load up tractors from your people's side, and we used to do port as well too. You know, we might have picked up cars, or you might have wondered why we wanted to leave so early this morning. This was one of the reasons. They wake up one morning, they find a package at the door. This colored family in Neisner, the woodcutters. And to their amazement, it's a white baby. Now this was unheard of. This is a white baby. And of course they keep it secret for years. They keep it secret until the authorities in Neisner then find out there's this little white boy living in the woods with a colored family. And they get people to say, well, it's their baby that was lost many years ago. That's how the story goes, and until it goes to a court case where the child gets taken away from its adopted family and all this, and then you know the tears start flowing, and all of a sudden, where he's free at last, he stands at the Neisner heads and he shouts, "I am Phila's child." And it has sold many, many copies. It's a good read. It's a good read called. And strangely enough, sadly enough, I believe about 2 months ago, this author is area, which is just there. See through there? That's the whole of the Kruger Park. If you look at the Kruger Park, it's equivalent to the state of Israel. That's how big the Kruger Park is, the state of Israel. This green little section here, dark green. Then I believe you came back by road, 5.5 hours drive, back into Johannesburg, and you flew for about 2 hours this way. This is how you flew across the country. From Johannesburg right down, roughly about 2 hours. And now, this is where we're going to be going. This is where you landed. This is where you met Keith. And you came along this section here, right through into Neisner. And now from where we're coming to here now, we cross those mountains up yonder, and we go up into the Little Karoo.
What's the name of the mountains again?
Our lakes. So it's nothing to write home about, but it's amazing where you find a body of water, people will build
This is the last part of the Indian Ocean before we come to the Atlantic side.
Because it's from this point that we're going to go inland. Remember, we're going to go inland. We're going to leave the coastal area.
What? Yes. Really?
This is the railroad, and there's the tunnel. This is a rodent, a very large rodent, big as a rabbit. That's native to this area. Doesn't back down. Interesting face, huh? And quite a backdrop over there, sea and all. There's a major shark haven also, where they do shark diving in cages. I wrote again the last animal we saw is called the hyrax, and its DNA is equal to the major export. Wood for paper, etc. A lot of tree farms in South Africa.
Calvin's teaching. And you know, that was the fire and brimstone.
This is the mountains and the valleys. This is the pass from the west to the east. It's about 2,500 feet high. Going over the pass now, you can see the city of George.
Yeah. So you.
I guess this is for ostrich racing. Hook them up and pull them out. The ostrich found. farm.
Sell the feathers. Don't kill the birds by removing the feathers.
That's a male.
Bunch, and it's what the people use against ostriches who are on the attack. Now ostriches, they kick to the front and down, and the sharp toenails can rip the enemy open in seconds. But it's quite safe if you stand behind them. They can't kick backwards. Ostriches to sit. Because the shelters, they provide shade and protection against the unkind weather of the area, especially meters broad. One ostrich egg has the equivalent to 24 chicken eggs.
Maybe he'll take
She's posing.
Close.
That's why there's the females in the shelter.
Okay. This is the male, of course, and he's giving me his rear end. I'd like him to turn around just like that. He has. He's a magnificent bird. It's taller than I am. Oh my gosh. I'm getting so excited.
I want to know, can you do that?
Oh, wrong sex. I forgot.
Maybe no practice.
They stand at about 2 meters, and the body weight, which is 90 to 120 kilograms. Now, during the plucking processes, they blindfold the ostriches to calm them down because they can stress very easily. The 2 toes on each large foot, the big toes, they carry the entire body weight, and the small toes, they for balancing. Between the toes, there's a tough web which open up when they put them down to the ground. Underneath the feet are broad, flat leathery cushions for protection against the thorns or hard objects. Are 2 fingers.
Oh,
There's the one, and there's the other one.
Oh my.
After that, 2 fingers followed the wrist, then over here is the elbow, and then further down the shoulder. The neck consists of 19 vertebrae. Windpipe and gullet, it's really movable with long eyelashes for protection against the sun. A well-developed nictating membrane which clean the eyes.
He's got that 3 rand down pat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
3
go.
rand, 3 rand.
This is another ostrich rider. You know, feathers look good on you.
There we go.
Forward, try to get forward a little. That's it.
Oh, he wants to get on it. She wants to.
Now we're in the rodeo.
You got your Oh, look at that one's crawling right. Can you just see us doing something like that? Oh, he's holding his wing out to make it turn.
They start looking over here.
No, very new.
I don't know.
Do they know you're an animal lover?
Now, folks, does anybody want to ride one? Put your feet in front of you. Yeah, okay. You can do it that way too.
Lean that way.
It's a hell of a... Yeah.
Try to lean forward.
It's really hard to do.
Excellent job. Excellent job. You have a future. You have
He was very well behaved. This one knows who's on top there.
Sheep
That's a wire.
A wire?
Yeah, it's a wire.
Oh, yeah, flat, right, there's your plan.
Yes, they must make sure first that the machines are thoroughly cleaned out because it needs a lot of attention. And the turning of eggs is very important. %. Now at day 42, when it's time for the chicks to hatch out, it might take another 6. If they don't select them carefully, they jeopardize them their lives. The chicks stay with their male and female for up to 4 months.
You make me happy, it's 'cause I'm good. You never know how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. I never like.
Down in South Africa called Swellen Dam. We're still inland and we head out to Montague. Montague, Robertson, Worcester, through the mountains of Africa and on into Cape Town.
Wow.
Just passed through Montague.
If I look at this formation,
And now
like this,
beautiful formations, stone
those
formations.
colouring that's on there, it's lichen. See the
On our
lichen?
way to
Greenish
Cape
colour
Town.
lichen on the Oxwagon.
So some of the mountains that we're passing through now on our way to Cape Town. Well, this is Tabletop Mountain. We're almost to the hotel now. Well, we start our tour today of Cape Town. With Table Mountain, the top choice. It's a lovely hotel. Completely refurbished.
To get you up onto Table Mountain, and I noticed there was a gentleman that had made it very clear as far as the feet is concerned. So in meters, the highest point of Table Mountain is about estimated to be about 1,076 meters. That's above sea level. And then taking it to feet, or the other one was to come and defend the harbor. But fortunately, nothing of this.
This is Cape Town from Table Mountain. Not the top, but at the base. And this is Table Mountain, and that's the and that's the cable cars. They hold about 70 people each. Some people are climbing up. A lot of steps. The floor is actually turning under us now, so we can look out over the city.
I know, I want to get in Henry Garcia's, then I
See the harbor way?
It's going to come.
City is in the shape of a large U. So way on the top. Now we're looking up the mountain. And the cable car goes right into that opening.
All the way on the top. Oh, look at that. I don't like Absolutely.
This is the Atlantic Ocean side. It's a cable that carried us up here, all the way down. This is looking down on the seashore side of Table Mountain. And looks like some fog's coming in now. Kind of windy. You can see the clouds moving in over the rocks. And this is the seashore. The maximum telephoto, 22 times. We're about 3,500 feet up in the air. Car going up. Visibility comes and goes as the clouds pass overhead. As you can see, disappeared. Okay, and there is an island right, I think you can see it back in there, at the entrance to the harbor. Unbelievable. Down over the mountain, and this is the city side, which is clear. This is his element on top of the clouds, the blackbird. And this is the building from the cable car, which goes up and down, one clear shot all the way down the mountain. This is Mother Nature, grows right on top over here. And that shows us the town way down, beaches. Wild weather. It's about 40 degrees here. That's where we're heading down to. That's city side. And that's where we end up. Back at ground level, just a little bit up. And now we're taking a tour of the city.
Tailors, masonry, people of masonry. Just stop me for a minute. Okay, we can't now. We're just going to stop here for a little EP, like a front porch. Look at the brightly pink home right on top. At 12 o'clock.
This is the Muslim area.
Yes, this is the Malay Quarter.
This is Cape Town. Tabletop. And the Atlantic Ocean. That's the Table Mountain Range.
Inside, you see that how they blended in the lower cabled station where we were parked, you see? Was the former seabed.
This is the first European to set foot in South Africa.
Tower is a half-scale model
This is
of
the old fort.
Big Ben in London. And
that was City Hall.
To the people.
That is City Hall. And we're downtown.
Small, so you have the sea behind you. Remember the seabed? The beach line, and this was the city. It's very small, self-contained.
Where's the university?
At the second largest frieze in the world is to be found in a place called Pretoria, and then the largest frieze, I don't know if you've been there. That's at it's very much the Scotch.
And this is the stinking church, because if you're rich enough, you were buried right within the church.
Parliament buildings. This is the Houses of Parliament. Cape Town incidentally is known as the legislative capital. We have to be on the best day that you can do it, so we're just sort of just passing by. Just out. What?
This is the whole thing, folks. How's that for a backdrop? Tabletop Mountain. It's a beautiful building. This is part of the Museum Temple complex. Look at the work around the windows. There's the swinging bridge in Cape Town. And Barbara thought I was kidding her, because she didn't see a boat. Boat! It's a catamaran with a tall mast, and of course it can't slip under the bridge. And this is where the bridge used to be. Right across over there, where that couple's taking pictures. Down on the waterfront. Cape Town. Active waterfront. Great weather. But hope it continues. Is that next day's activities? Yeah, I will. I'll jump in. What a motley crew. God, and we all existed together.
And you have a winner of the front seat for today, Stephanie. You have won one. And one more for the other front seat. And we have Renata and Matthew. We have a winner. All right. Okay, guys, gather your gear.
We're along the coast now. The peninsula sticking out. This is still the Atlantic Ocean. A bunch of surfers down there also. Zoom way in. See how good these guys are. Bam! You got creamed. I think they were all wearing wetsuits. Sorry about the shaking, but we're zoomed way out. That was even it out a little bit.
Further up, that is the Bay of Hardware over on the right hand side. And if you look over your right shoulder, that's more at about, say, on the right, where you have the speed. You've got it there, great, yes, you've got it.
Oh my gosh, this is a rarity indeed. Ah. Oh. No. Oh, what a show.
You didn't get it on that.
I didn't. When I say no. Okay.
Another one.
Well, I'm mad when you say no. Tell me.
You just blew. Folks, we're a mile away. There he goes.
Blending with nature, this is known as gabion. This design is still from the Australians, where they fill up the get rock, that's hewn out of big huge boulders. This then allows, just remember this bend we're going around, one of the most treacherous bends on this corner, on this road. Yes, this is all new. This is the first, and the other quarter protrudes, and this is how they built on top of it. I like this spot as well too, as we go under this half tunnel, how they've tried to show off the mountain. So for 3 years people were denied coming over this route. The white, this is the lime, the lime coloring.
The Amalfi Coast.
That is the wreck of the Kakapo. You know the captain? You know, Cape Town has still the accolade as the Tavern of the Seas. So what he did is that they stopped to take on refreshments, remembering we started out as a victualling station. And my oh my, do they party in Cape Town. My oh my, it's resuscitated by putting it back.
This is an interesting kid spot. Have gardens all over here. Beautiful Zimbabwe sculptures. We're on our way to Victoria Falls, and we'll see a whole bunch of these. Now that's a mouthpiece. Nature Park, Cape of Good Hope Nature Park. And this is the peninsula we're going down to, and this is the furthest southwestern portion of Africa.
Oh, there's a baboon. On the left.
You come go. Sorry.
That is amazing. How they just stand there.
To South Africa, and you find out they say that the Bontebok is the national animal. It's not yet the national animal, but it soon might be, because it represents early on Cape Point. But this point that we're seeing now is known as the Cape.
Okay, Cape of Good Hope. We made it. This is the most southwestern point. This man is Mighty Coal Man. And these are the rocks. Mine is loaded with coumarans. They're all over the world. Even at the end. We're on the funicular now, and we're on our way to the top of the old lighthouse.
I have one of these. It's like a hanger.
That's a rock out there. It's windy. Out now, and we're going to be walking up to the lighthouse. From the lighthouse on top of the mountain, and this shows us the trail that led up to here. 280 steps. These are the different areas, and this is the lighthouse.
No, we're okay. We'll took one of these.
Shows us that we're about 4,000 miles from the South Pole. We're on our way down the funicular from the lighthouse. This is a head-on collision. Except we're kind of splitting. It's all in the timing.
A child has to tend to the baby. And here we have the alpha male. Big boy here on the left-hand side.
Some more baboons. Meanwhile, they stopped the bus.
That might be the father right there.
The alpha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get away.
His name is Just Nuisance. Okay, and this is a harbor. Bunch of young people here. This is a yachting harbor. And that's some of the, I guess, warships of South Africa. Penguins are right over here. There they are.
Yeah, that's in there on your flippers when you're here. Have you ready for today?
No.
That's the gland. The way he gets rid of the salt is glands around his eyes excrete the salt. Okay, here's a bunch of penguins. Okay, lots of penguins.
Big.
Or a father and a child. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody and a child.
There's a child with the fuzz. This beach is 25 miles long.
Those are surface. I know my eyes are quite...
I have a sculpture exhibit from Zimbabwe here, set up in the gardens. Backdrop is mountains covered with clouds. Hope it doesn't rain. It's blowing. Right here. I like this. This cute little sculpture is unique. Isn't this unbelievable, folks? All the artists are from Zimbabwe. I like the chickens. Woo. Barbara, they're ignoring you. The weather is changing dramatically. This is just some of the stuff in the entranceway. Some of the beautiful sculpture from Zimbabwe.
Well, you know, you're making international sign.
Today's another beautiful day, blue sky. But it's cold. And today is Sunday. Another beautiful day.
Look at that cave. Look at the mountain this time now. Now you see cave. Now you see Table Mountain without the cloud. Of the coin, it is really the term which people use of Cape Town. It's ambivalent, basically meaning it's a mixture between first and third world. That's how your division works. Then automatically you're coming more onto the Cape Flats, and then you see that how lifeless the area then.
This, believe it or not, is a winery.
That is Joseph.
Yeah. Cats are good sleepers, man. Dogs will jump around, but cats are good sleepers. Come on, Harvey, raise your hand. We know you're a
I did.
Yeah, now there's another coward. There's a coward. Any other cowards?
No,
The cheetah kind of changed position now. Joseph is lying on the ground. I guess he got warm.
Climb up a tree. The other thing is with these guys, they always have that long, if you see them in the face, they always have that long, it's like an eyeliner is running, right down from the corner of the eye down their nose.
Well, I'm telling you, they trying to just come right up like here.
That's Joseph. This cat is Joseph. He's 2.5 years old. And he's very patient.
Definitely ready for the last.
You guess so?
A good officer.
You bet.
Taking it.
Testing the waters. That's Stephanie. I think she's the last one to stroke the cheetah. That cat hasn't moved. Still in the same exact place. Cheetah cubs, there are a few of them in here. People can go in and stroke them also. Beautiful face. There's a mob scene in there.
That is the little king cheetah. I can tell. He's quite a character. Him and his brother were abandoned by the monks, basically by birth. So just very loud them to live with. And so they've been hand raised from the first day because they're extremely comfortable around people. Yeah, they literally find time on their lap if they get around.
In the home in Muizenberg that we passed by yesterday. You remember Rhodes passed away on the 26th of March 1902, but the articles for his last venture, which today is known as the Rhodes Fruit Farm. Rhodes, oh well, it's all right up to the top and come down. Stellenbosch today, and then if you look at Stellenbosch, you look at all these oak trees. This is nicknamed as the Eikestad. Eik is an oak. So it's the city of oaks. It used to be found in this building on the left-hand side.
Ah, 1907.
Yeah. Thank you, Keith. And then look at the house on the left-hand side. This is going out into. Just wanted to show you just another last little bit. This area that we're traveling to now is known as the Braak, B-R-A-A-K.
Now we're on our way to the winery.
So.
This is for our wine tasting. And this is a thatched roof. From the farm right now. The vineyards are to our right. and left. These are vineyards over here. South Africa produces some excellent wines. And that building is the...
That's the wine cellar.
That's the wine cellar. That building is the wine cellar. Tortillas. Beautiful. There's one that's opened a little more. Standing on top of the wine cellar now.
Figures to convert to. Great. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time up here. I know it's a little bit cool and breezy, but I'd like to take you up here so you guys can admire the view as well. In 1992, it was open to the public. It's built on a cross-continental basis, taking the same design as Baron Eric de Rothschild's cellar in Chateau Lafite. Alcohol does not freeze at 50 Celsius. The temperature quite constant. In the summer it doesn't fluctuate, and also the pushing the wine down to this room. And that's it. We ended last time. We're going to carry on with the wine essentially the whole in this room. We have about I think it's 4 or 5 tanks, which is approximately 10,385 liters of Chardonnay. That's going through cold stabilization tasting festival that we have, where we invite the members of our 11, or the patrons as we call them, to come down, taste some of the wines out of the barrels in this room. Actually, the small ones on either side, and those were done in, well, they're copies of the original drawings that were done in 1706.
This is the view.
No, ma'am, it's a reservoir. It's man-made and it's used to supply water to the winery, which we use for cooling. It's a very, very small amount. It's used for irrigation.
This is another view of this magnificent vista. Just magnificent. Windy as hell, but magnificent.
So I.
Henry has a thatched roof, which is found on a lot of the homes, just reeds. Okay, works very well. Next picture is going to be the inside, show you how the reeds are supported by the structure of the building and the roof.
Cherry flavors. The tannins in the wine are still fairly present, still there.
Stephanie, good evening.
Okay, and what is your position?
I'm seated and
You're seated.
to accompany this wonderful group of people, as well as see South Africa once again. It's been a long time since I've been here, and it was nice to come back.
Thank you.
Sheila and Harvey, and we're delighted to have met you all, and we had a lovely trip with you, and we look forward to being in touch once we're all back in Florida.
What's your name?
Manfred and Renate Kirsten. We live in Sarasota.
Are you having fun?
And we're enjoying the trip very much so.
Enjoying the trip, enjoying the dinner, except now we wonder how we're going to find the bus.
I'm Lynn Gonzell from Punta Gorda, and there's been a lot of firsts on this trip. We saw a whale.
Two
way
whales.
in the dark. We were sharing food and didn't even realize what we were eating.
All right, Mike, you can start.
Hello. I'm Vita Jordan. This is my husband Michael, and this is my granddaughter Stephanie. And we've enjoyed meeting everybody, and we're having a great time.
I'm Erwin Stupak. This is my wife Freddie. We're from Sarasota, as most of you are, and we've had a wonderful time. It's been a great association and a lot of fun meeting everybody.
And thanks for recording this for posterity.
I'm Betty Farrington from Sarasota, Florida, and South Africa trip has been wonderful, except for 2 days when I was inconvenienced. But South Africa is really quite a beautiful place.
And I live in Sarasota, Florida, and I've enjoyed this trip immensely. And I think South Africa is a great place to be. I really do. I was surprised.
Okay, that's it, huh?
We're Barbara and Alan Katz, and I think Alan said enough the whole trip, so we don't have to say too much. We've obviously had a good time and enjoying meeting everybody, and hope we all meet again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first for the announcement to all passengers traveling with British Airways based 428.
We're on our way to Victoria Falls. Finally at Victoria Falls. Heading in. We're in Zimbabwe now.
Wait. Two people on each other.
Trained here for 6 months and the ground is completely dry. Trees look dead.
Okay.
This is a poor country, folks.
This railway station and sign is over there too, just through there, so if you're having a wander. So welcome to the Victoria Falls Hotel, everybody.
Victoria Falls Hotel. It's got to be 100 years old. It's the one part that gets irrigation. We're going on a boat ride now, folks. What's the river, Ben?
Zambezi.
Zambezi, okay. That's the Zambezi River we're going. This is our crew.
Ready?
Ready for the big boating experience.
Ready?
Oh, look at them.
Ready?
Ta-da! Okay, this is our boat, riverboat, pontoon. This is the 4th largest river in Africa, and at this spot it's 2 kilometers wide. I think this river is a major attraction. And you can see all the riverboats up the river there, waiting to take the guests around. This river is most likely the best part. And it's a major, major river. This is our crew. That's what's left.
Have another count at the end of the trip.
And that bird is an open-billed stork. There's 2 guests on that boat.
Really work at it. A lot of them go down, every weekend or every weeknight, right, that week and all that.
Pretty boat. They're reed cormorants. They got the whole island to themselves. There's a croc over here on the river bank. You can see part of him. If he moved, it would help. But you can see the bands of his back.
Yeah. Did you say do it? Did you say do it?
No.
Now 5 o'clock. It's not too hot now. We're on a pontoon boat along the river. It is a pretty river, and we've seen monkeys, crocodiles, warthogs, etc. There's an ultralight right over here, flying over us. There's some more river boats along the bank at the end of the river, and we're gonna head back to the sunset. Those boats are just like the boat we're on. There's a croc. He must be about 12, 15 feet long. Quite away from us. Just floating there. That's how far we are. We're on our way to Victoria Falls. This afternoon, and we're going on an elephant walk this morning. This morning is elephant back ride, and as well as Victoria Falls. That's going to be this afternoon. Early in the morning, and it's Tuesday. We got another few days left, but this video shows how dry the countryside is. They haven't had rain in 6 months, as I had said before. Here we go. Got a bunch of water buck over here now. Amazing how they blend into the environment.
1 second.
They're coming right at us. This is what we're doing, Bob. You're going to be on one of these, Bob.
Down, folks. Keep your voices down.
Okay. That's fine. Like here, 6, 6, 7.
This is a show.
Yes.
Little baby over there.
Here's another baby, bigger baby.
Yeah. This is unbelievable. Elephant walk.
Oh, good, they got stirrups.
Keiner steht dahin.
Baby's not. He's bringing up the rear.
We're going now for elephant tea.
Elephants, and now we have the march of the elephant riders.
Right. This is just like Kenya. Paula's right over here. Okay, and we're right, Barbara. Go pet one of them.
Ugliest thing.
This is next to nature. Where are the lions?
I just need your name, signatures, and the countries you are from. Okay, about what is going to happen and what might happen this morning. Soon I'm going to bring them. They might want to come and try their life. So that will be something else. Right? So you hear me shouting to them, clapping my hands to try and scare them off. As you know, elephants, they don't like sudden noises. If there's no response.
These are the elephants we will be riding. They came for a drink. About as close as you're going to get. This is the elephant mounting platform.
The lighting is like
Everybody can't wait to get on the elephant. Baby over here has his whole treat to himself. Take a picture of the cameraman. We're up in the air. Pretty country out here. Is this, Stephen, is this a national park?
Yeah, this is a private place.
It's a private
reserve,
to baby nursing. This is the one that was born in captivity over here. How old did you say the baby was, Stephen?
9 months.
9 months. Yeah. Well, they're starting to train him now, Barbara, by positive reinforcement when he comes.
When we have
Now going swimming, folks. Mike's a happy man. I'll tell you, it's hard to take pictures from the back of an elephant.
Oh, it's in case another animal.
Yeah, bull elephant. Oh boy. Okay, now they're going to take a little nap. We'll have to do it again. No.
Good job, Barbara.
Oh, did you see that hero? Hey. Salute.
Okay, you can come and wash your hands and go for breakfast.
This is where we're having breakfast. This is our reward after the fact. Yeah. So the hotel's the first chance we had to actually view it. And it's Barbara walking down with her own personal guide to see the pool. And this is the backyard. How would you like to have a backyard like this? This is at the hotel, beautifully maintained, and goes 180 degrees.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay up there or are you going to come down again? Okay. Oh, that's hard. No, I need to go by myself.
Hard wood that produces drink of cattle. Local people also believe the roots of the tree cure malaria.
Toria.
In a place called Caprivi Strip, where it is joined by the Chobe River from Botswana. The river then goes on for about 600 kilometers. It will be bordering Zimbabwe, the Nile, Congo, and Niger.
And where's this river?
Then we have the Zambezi right here. That's right. The Devil's Cataract. These are 30 meters wide and 70 meters deep. We also view the statue of Dr. David Livingstone. This man, Livingstone, is believed to be the first white man to see the falls. On the 16th of November 1855, Livingstone saw the falls for the first time. Livingstone was accompanied by the local people from an island upstream here. They sailed in a dug-out canoe and landed on this island on the 16th of November 1855. In November, ladies and gentlemen, the river is at its lowest. As we're going to witness now, all this part will be completely dry in November. As we talk now, there's not much water flowing from here. Just trickles of water flow from here. We have water flowing from the main falls and the Devil's Cataract.
Falls. View of the falls. To the right you can see the mist. And this is next to the lowest point of water coming down, so you can see most of the falls. The gorge is about 200 feet deep. Rainbow from the mist surrounding the falls. That was David Livingstone. The mist rainbow. Down in the gorge, where the water drops down.
And they have a full moon, they get a lunar rainbow here.
How about that? Thank you. Spectacular. Down to the edge. Guy is rappelling up the rock, face of the rock. Dragging his kayak behind him. Let's go the other way. Keep an eye on him, he's still a long way from the top. You can see the rope. Amazing. This is the whole fall. But because it's the dry season, the full face is not covered, so we can see it much better. Including the rainbow. Where are you? Okay, is anybody getting wet? Okay, my kind of crowd. A wet crowd. Yeah. Amazing. This is another vantage point of the secondary fall, which in 2 months will be so misty you won't be able to see it because the water pouring over would be of such huge quantities.
They are just pools of water that collect, and then they can even stand up in most.
Panoramic of this waterfall as it goes across 180 degrees from this point. This is the backs of all our patrons. Another viewpoint. Just another darn rainbow, folks. That's all. Called Victoria Falls Gorge. And it starts over here and goes on all the way to there, which you can't see because of the mist. And here comes the mist. The wind's blowing in this direction. Quite a sight, it's awesome. Right down 330 feet at the rapids built up by Victoria Falls. Give you an idea how far down we are. And don't forget this is low water. This is how far up the top is. Okay.
Video or
Right.
t-shirt or whatever, so I chose the video, and it's kind of interesting because once you get all hooked up and everything and you're standing there, they have a whole bunch of people over there screaming 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and when they get to number 3 you're suddenly thinking you're crazy. They go, yeah, but I'm still here to tell you about it.
This
So
is
could have
the
been
end of our waterfall. She's walking over the Gow. The way to do it when you travel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in that little truck. Amazing. Okay, that's the bridge we were at before, and this is the backyard of the Victoria Hotel. And of course, that's where it goes over the gorge. These are mongooses that are all over the patio of this fabulous resort. This gives you an idea where we are in Zimbabwe at the Victoria Hotel. This is mongoose country. Woo! Fast. Black-faced monkeys. This is wide angle, folks.
Mind they don't grab anything, that's all, because they tend to grab this stuff.
Beautiful. The view from the back of the hotel. And just beautiful place. We were down at that bridge when we walked to the falls. The falls is to the right. Just hurrah, we're on our way back, and we're going to be on airports and planes for the next 20 hours.